What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We are back with another off-season rebuild, this time with a team that was actually eliminated from the playoffs. They have been swept. That is the Phoenix Suns. This is probably our hardest off-season rebuild to date. As we know, the Phoenix Suns went all in on this roster, and it didn't pan out whatsoever. Getting swept in the first round is probably the worst case scenario if you're the Phoenix Suns, and if you're Matt Ishbia, you have to be pretty upset right now. I'm not really sure what the Phoenix Suns do from here. They're going to be very limited to what they could do this offseason. So, to be honest with you, this first offseason is probably not going to be very eventful whatsoever because I just can't imagine what the Suns are actually going to do. But hey, we're going to do our very best, try to continue to build around this big three and see if we can bring this Phoenix Suns a championship. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subs. But of course, as I mentioned, the Timberwolves have swept the Phoenix Suns. Man, being the only team that's been swept so far has to feel pretty dirty. Now, you could be joined by the Pelicans potentially tonight if the Thunder take care of business. I guess maybe that'll make yourselves feel a little bit better. But the Lakers have won game 4. But if we look at the Phoenix Suns, man, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, it's very ironic what happened to him yesterday because, as you guys know, he had that famous post-game interview where he said, "I've never been swept a day in my life," and he was the reason they lost this game. He was so bad. It was actually, he had 2 pivotal turnovers down the stretch. He fouled out of the game. Really barely, was very inefficient. He sucked this game. As simple as that. Bradley Beal was very, very bad. And, you know, after one game, and Beal has missed a lot of time this year as well with injury. And I know some people probably sit here and say, which I can actually agree with this, they probably should have never traded for Bradley Beal to begin with. Probably should have tried to trade for depth rather than Beal. But hey, they went for star power, and you know, it's ultimately what buried them in the end. Although I can't say like this series is Bradley Beal's fault. I'm just gonna say game 4 is absolutely his fault. Tried to like throw a bounce pass across the court to Durant in the corner when he could have just shot a 3. But the Nuggets going to win championship. By the way, my voice sounds terrible. I apologize, man. Allergy season, as you guys know, was still around, and it's back. I woke up to a bunch of allergies. I am recording this early in the morning, so I imagine later on in the day I'll sound better. But I'm trying to get this out as soon as possible to you guys. So I am recording this early in the AM. I'm sure you can tell. But let's go straight to the draft lottery. Not that this is going to matter for us too much, obviously, but I do believe the Suns have a draft pick this offseason, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we have the 23rd overall picks. We absolutely have to nail this pick. If you're the Suns, you have to figure out, as I'm spitting, man, gosh dang, whatever. But you have to figure out what you're going to do with this 23rd overall pick. Are you going to trade it? You know, trading them being over the second apron is going to make trades very hard. They have to like match salary exactly or something along the lines of that. They can't take back any you know, salary over what contract they're sitting out. The new CABA just punishes teams, and that's why people are concerned with what the Suns did by getting so damn expensive. But hey, here they are. So let's go to draft night and let's figure out where to start. Now, I know some, I did not mean to skip staff signing. So Frank Vogel, I wouldn't be too surprised if he's fired. If the Matt Ishbia decided to make like an example out of someone, Frank Vogel would be the easy guy to do that to, just because it's going to be really hard to trade Bradley Beal. He has a no trade clause and he has a trade kicker. And I'm not really sure there's any team right now that wants to trade for Bradley Beal. So I'd not be too shocked if he fired Frank Vogel. But I'm going to keep him just because, obviously, as I've mentioned in the past, the head coaches in this pool aren't very good. So I'm going to keep him around, and we're going to head to draft night. I'm going to explore the idea of trading the pick, but I don't think it's going to be possible. We're probably going to have to draft here and figure out if we can get like a role player that can play right away. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you're playing on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch to finding good plays right in front of you. For example, I just loaded this tool up, and we already see a great play. Jalen Williams over 4.5 assists. And I'm actually on this, and I'll show you that in a second. But it took me 2 seconds to find this play without, you know, having to do much work at all. I absolutely swear by this tool. Ever since I started using this tool, I've become a much profitable sports bettor. My results are as shown. Make sure you use code Crushables, 25% off your first month. What it does, it basically compares discrepancies across multiple sportsbooks. Not only does it compare discrepancies, it also shows the juice that sportsbooks are offering on a certain play. Like I said, Jalen Williams heavily favored to go over 4.5 assists right now. You also have Kyle Lowry who's favored under 3.5 assists as well. So if you want to go ahead and plug that into a a play as well, you could do that. But like I said, absolutely swear by this tool. My results aren't shown ever since I started using it. Make sure you use code Crushables, 25% off your first month. But of course, I use this tool on apps such as PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. You choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. The possibilities on PrizePicks are absolutely endless. Not only do you have the NBA, you have MLB, NHL, you have esports, you have Valorant, you have cricket, you have all kinds of interesting options on here on PrizePicks. So, for example, if you wanted to go ahead and plug in Nikola Jovic over 8.5 points, and then since we did find that Jalen Williams play on DGF, we can go ahead and plug that in as well. And it's actually been bumped. So as you can see, it was being offered at 4.5 assists, and now it's at 5. So that's value if you would have secured at 4.5, because that's what happened. So, for example, live action, a play got bumped that had good value. That's what PrizePicks often does. When there's value on a play, they often bump things. So, if you want to check out this, this tool, like I said, links in the description below. Use code Crustle with 25% off your first month. If you want to check out PrizePicks, link is also in the description. They match the first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. So, Bradley Beal was discounted yesterday. He absolutely sucked, like I mentioned earlier. But I am on this right now. So if Jalen Williams goes over 4.5 assists, I already secured that value. He's been bumped to 5. And I'm also on CJ McCollum over 5.5 assists as well. So if these guys sling out the rock today, I cash out for $100 once again. James Harden came through, Nurkic came through, and Devin Booker's discount also came through. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. So no trades that I found very interesting at this moment, but we do have actually 3 draft picks in the draft. So we have to nail absolutely all 3 of these. 2 of them are second round picks. One of them is like a very late second round pick. So we're at 23rd overall, and we have Zach Edey being offered to me. We have Kyle, we have Iguodala, we have Justin Edwards, we have Zaya, DJ Wagner, Bronny James, Bobby. So a lot of different options here. Of course, we could take Zach Edey. We could take Kyle out of Duke as well, which would give us an interesting option. DJ Wagner. I kind of like the idea of DJ Wagner, although I don't really know much about him. I didn't watch Kentucky games at all, so I kind of like the idea of him, though. I know he could progress really nicely. And I know we have a bunch of guard play as is, but I'm going to take DJ Wagner here with this selection, and we're going to go to the second round, and hopefully, we have someone fall to us. But right now, nobody too interesting fell to us. We do have Iguodala on the board, so I'm going to take him out of Marquette. That'll be our other pick. And then our last pick, we have Kobe Johnson, Juan Nunez, Melvin Ajinça. So I think I'm going to take Trevin here with our last selection out of Arkansas. So welcome, all 3 of you. They will be all signed to a contract. So we did pretty decent. Obviously, these guys aren't going to be able to play minutes right away. We could play them technically, but they're not very good. So Eric Gordon, Eubanks, Okogie, Damian Lee, David Roddy, all declining their David Roddy's being accepted. Qualifying offers, Udoka Azubuike. Sure. Actually, no, not really. We're not going to even extend the offer on that. Okay, here is your free agency now. Again, not going to be a lot of money to be offered. So Grayson Allen, of course, was re-signed in real life, which I wish I would have fixed that beforehand, but unfortunately, I didn't realize he'd be here. So hopefully we could just sign him back, though. So Monte Morris is actually perfect for what the Suns team needs right now. So I think he's absolutely an easy signing here. So I am going to sign Monte Morris, hopefully, and then I'm going to make sure Grayson Allen doesn't get any offers, because like I said, he's on this team no matter what. So we're going to sign Monte Morris. That'll be our first signing. Absolutely makes sense for us. So Monte Morris, welcome. And then let's see what else we could do. So Grayson Allen, it does give me the option to still re-sign him. I'm going to fix this contract to what it actually reflects in real life, but we're going to re-sign him because he obviously was re-signed in real life extended. And then after that, we don't have any other options. So Monte Morris was exactly what the Suns needed. They needed a traditional point guard, and we need a better backup big as well, but that's not going to be offered to us in free agency. Hey, maybe we got in the draft, but Booker, Monte Morris, DJ Wagner, Bradley Beal makes sense. Grayson Allen, David Roddy, and the Steelers are, 3, and then Durant and Trevin, and then Nurkic and Iguodala right now is what we'd be rolling with. Like I said, we don't have a bunch of money to be thrown around here, so I'm not too surprised with this rotation. It's going to be lackluster, so we're going to have to go out there and be very creative for what we do. Does it give me the option to sign Royce O'Neal? Did he sign somewhere else? It looks like O'Neal signed somewhere else. So I think the last thing we could do is go to day 12 of free agency and hope we get, someone to, sign here on a very cheap contract, or maybe a couple guys. So it'd be awesome if we could sign DeRozan to a minimum, but obviously that's not going to happen. John Wall, no thanks. D'Anthony Melton. D'Anthony Melton would be clutch to get. I don't know if he'd sign that. He declines. Damn. Okay. Cameron Payne. who played here, Luke Kennard, Alec Burks, Markelle Fultz might, Markelle Fultz maybe would sign here. $7 million actually would not be bad getting him on a minimum contract, so I don't hate the idea of that. Let's see, can I get him on a minimum? So signing Markelle Fultz to a minimum would be a steal. James Wiseman is asking for way too much money. Eric Gordon and Jalen Noel. What else we got? Do we got like a big that we get squeezed in here? Luke Cornett. Not my ideal center choice. Josh Anderson would be really good depth as well, so I'm going to sign him to a contract. So it looks like we might get some steals on the last day of free agents here potentially. DeAndre Jordan, Najee Marshall. So there actually is some good options here. I don't want Eubanks to be my backup center anymore, but if I can get Najee Marshall, that would be great. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can sign Najee Marshall as well. So yeah, minimum contracts is what we're up to, is what we can do. But it looks like we might get some steals on the last day here. So minimum, he declines that. Okay, so we can't get him. What else can we offer at? I mean, I know I saw Bull, but don't really like the idea of that. And then Oladipo, Killian Hayes, Rubio, Montrezl Harrell. So yeah, it's getting very slim as we keep going. I mean, we have two guys secured. Mo Bamba might actually not be a bad center to get. I'm going to sign Mo Bamba. He might be okay to get. So we're going to sign Bamba. And then that might be our backup, which I don't love, but it's better than nothing. So we're going to sign him. That gives us 3 really good minimum contracts on the last day of free agency. Pretty good. I actually don't hate that. So this feels good to get those 3 guys on the last day. So yeah, Durant, Booker, and Beal are all regressing, which makes sense. Fultz is up, David Roddy is up, and Nasir Little is up. So that's good to see those guys developing. But I think I have the ability to send DJ Wagner to the G League now, which is nice. And we have the ability to send Iguodala to the G League as well, which is why we wanted Bomb in the first place. So yeah, we're going to do that. But yeah, so Bamba, do we want to play him at the 5? I'm not sure right now. I kind of wanted to see if I can make a trade here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move Josh Anderson to the 3, by the way. So let's do that right away. So he's up to a 79 at the small forward position, which is great. So now we have Monte Morris, Booker, Markelle Fultz, and then Wagner's going to spend some time in the G League. Josh Richardson is going to play that backup 3. So Roddy and Nasir Little become expendable, which is kind of where I'm at with them. So I kind of want to see if I can trade for a power forward or a center. Like I said, I have to match salary exactly. So 6.75 plus 2.85. What is that? Like that's about like 10 million or 9 something million. So we're going to try to trade for somebody who's making at least 9 million. I'm ideally looking for a power forward or a center. So let's see if we can find that. So we actually have 2 different options I'm looking at here for our backup center position. So I'm looking at Kevon Looney, and I'm also taking a look at Nick Richards. So if I can get one of Kevon Looney or Nick Richards, I think that'd be absolutely clutch. So I'm going to start with Nick Richards, obviously a little bit better in overall here. So if I could throw them Nasir Little and the second round pick potentially, and maybe I'd throw Udoka Azubuike, which I guess they're too much money in here. So would they do it for just a second? They want Udoka Azubuike, and they'll give me Mason Plumlee. But I can't take back extra salary. That's a problem. So I'll throw you another second, 2 seconds, and they agree. So just like that, we get Nick Richards to be our brand new backup center. So that's huge. So not a bad offseason considering the circumstances. We signed a bunch of minimum contracts, and we give ourselves some depth at the center position, which is nice. We needed a better backup center than just Eubanks. So I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about that offseason. We did really good. We don't take back any salary. Of course, we're already over the second apron. So not a bad offseason by any means. I think getting Fultz on a minimum, getting Josh Richardson on a minimum, Mo Bamba, not too shabby whatsoever. So now let's go into our rotation. So Power King is going to land us to 8th overall. So here's your rotation. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, Durant, and Nurkic. So same starting 5, but the bench has gotten better, which is really where our problem lied. So now you could send guys like Iguodala to the G League, and also DJ Wagner, which hopefully those guys are going to be very good for us next year, because Monte Morris ain't going to be here forever. Markelle Fultz is going to re-sign a minimum again. So that just gives us those 2 guys for this year. But next year, we'll have 2 guys we could really rely on, which is nice. So we're going to go ahead. Similar to this season, proficiency is listed at 4-star perimeter centric still. Hopefully this team can still be a playoff team. Durant, Booker, and Beal, hopefully they'll lead us to where we want to be. We'll see what happens. At the end of the season, Jokic wins MVP. Nikola is your Rookie of the Year. Also wins 6th Man of the Year. Wembanyama Offensive Player. Asar Most Improved. Ilmelo Clutch Player. And Mark is your Coach of the Year. And John Murphy is your Executive. So yeah, this season did not go too great, to be completely transparent with you. I'm not too surprised by this. Not only are the Phoenix Suns. You know, obviously a team that's just been kind of, they, you know, got the 6th seed in the Western Conference in real life. But 2K also, you know, they're an older roster, which 2K hates old rosters. So I guess I should have thought about that as well. So not only were we limited on making moves, we're obviously also an older roster that 2K just does not like. So here we are into the season stats. We ended up at 42-40, and we're a play-in team going up against like the Clippers. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm a little nervous, but you know, here goes nothing. So 8-man rotation, Richardson starting now or whatever. So we're gonna run 8-man rotation and hope for the very best here. So we get the Clippers in this first leg of the play-in tournament. So obviously I would love to just get in the playoffs. I don't think we're gonna have our draft pick this offseason, so there's no incentive to be, you know, to be not in the playoffs right now. And it looks good, and we're going to beat them by 12. So that's a good start. Now we got to beat the Warriors and we get in. But of course, we get the reward of playing the Thunder, which is never easy. So even if we get past the Warriors, I don't know if we're beating the Thunder. So Simcast again. You know, we're also going up against another older roster, that being the Golden State Warriors. So let's see if we can beat the Warriors and get into the playoffs. And we got ourselves a back and forth game here. We are down 11. And we are eliminated, and we are not even going to make the playoffs this year. Beal had a really good playing game, but yeah, not great. So where do you go from here if you're the Phoenix Suns? Not only did you lose in the first round last year, this year you don't even make it into the playoffs. You get eliminated in the play-in. Not ideal. Not ideal, to be honest with you. This is the Suns are going to be poverty for a while if this is the results that they get, which is definitely possible. LeBron James is going to retire a Piston. We can go straight to the lottery and figure out where our draft pick is going and stuff. So our pick ends up going to the Nets, as we know. So at least it's not like a high lottery pick at this 2025 draft class. But yeah, not great. So Frank Vogel is gone, which makes sense. We can keep the rest of the staff around. We can go hire a new head coach. So what head coach wants to come in here and coach Durant, Booker, and Beal? I mean, if we decide to keep those 3 guys around, because I'm on the edge here. Do we just like throw our hands in the air and say this is over? Because it feels like it is, but there's no incentive for us to be bad either. Although I know you could probably get a lot for Devin Booker if I wanted to. Yeah, it would be a tough decision to make, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill out the rest of this coaching staff, and let's think some things over, man. I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna continue to try to build around Booker, Durant, and Beal, but it's going to be very challenging. So heading straight to player options, Roddy, Iguodala, and Brazil are, you know, 3 contracts I'm going to accept. If nothing else, that's 3 salaries that maybe I can use in a trade potentially. No qualifying offers to worry about. And then free agency once again. Nothing too crazy here. We don't have any free agents to worry about. I'm probably going to do the same thing as last year where I go to day 12 and sign a bunch of minimums again. So Booker and Monty Morris, their backup point guard rotation is great. Wagner should develop. Roddy is developing as well. And the use of Nurkic, Nick Richards is our center rotation at the moment. I think the biggest thing to do here would be to upgrade from Nurk. I think that'd be the best way we could go about things right now. I don't know how easy it's going to be to do that, but we're going to try anyway. So let's go ahead and start scanning around the league for some centers that maybe we could trade for. Again, we can't take back more salary than we're trading out. So Vucevic, I guess, is an option. Gobert is going to be impossible to trade for. DeAndre Ayton, who was here once upon a time. Jarrett Allen almost gets... I think if I'm Phoenix, I'm trying for Jarrett Allen. I don't even know how he'd pull that off, but he would probably be a guy that could absolutely save us right now. He makes just about of money that would make sense for us to trade for him. $20 million. I'm going to try something here. So obviously the odds of the Cavaliers accepting Nurkic for Jarrett Allen swap makes no sense, but I think we've gained access to 1 draft pick, and we're already in a deep hole as it is, so we might as well just dig ourselves a deeper hole, right? So we're going to offer Nurkic 2029 protected. Now we can't just offer this because we're out, you know, getting more salary than we, you know, are offering. So I'm gonna have to throw another player in here, and that'll probably be one of our young guys. So that's, you know, I'm probably throwing Trevin here if possible. So Nurkic 2029 protected and Trevin for Jarrett Allen. What do you say? They say no. I'm gonna offer you all of my draft picks. Like I said, we're in a deep hole, and boom, we got Jarrett Allen. That's huge. Jarrett Allen, massive upgrade. That should help out a ton. So I'm glad we got that going for us. That gives us a huge upgrade at the center position. So love that for us. So we will absolutely take that. So now, what are we looking for next? Nothing in particular. we kind of have our rotation set, other than, you know, signing minimum contracts, which is what we're about to do. But yeah, Widener and Monty Morris should be. So let's just go to day 12 because there's no point of wasting our time any further. We already know we're not going to sign a bunch of other guys. So we're going to have to go to day 12 of free agency and sign some minimums, hand some minimums out, and we'll go from there. So day 12. Okay, boom. Who are we getting? Let's see. So we need, in particular, a backup power forward at the moment. You know, starting small forward wouldn't be bad either, but that's going to be possible. So backup forward is what we really need the most. Duncan Robinson, not really what I'm looking for. KCP, he's probably going to regress. Isaiah Joe as a back would be great. Jabari Walker would also be awesome, but he is a restricted free agent. What else do we got? Trading to Wofford here. Can I get Wofford on a minimum? I mean, he might be the best. Oh, I can sign someone to $5 million. Damn, that's actually huge. I didn't realize that. Let's see. Who do I want to use that on? Ben Simmons? You know, Ben Simmons, as weird as this sounds, Ben Simmons might be the best player to get right now for us. I'm going to see if I can get Ben Simmons on the last day. That'd actually be huge if we could get him. What else? Can we go? So Ben Simmons on the last day of free agency would be huge because of how much he progresses if you move him to power forward. So that's probably what I'm looking for here. I'm going to do the Najee Marshall thing again, but I'm going to sign you. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to sign a minimum contract. So Ben Simmons does sign. So I am going to absolutely sign Ben Simmons. Welcome to Phoenix, my friend. He is up to 78, but you are going to slide to power forward. You have familiarity playing with Kevin Durant. So that's actually huge. We could actually low-key play him at small forward as well as a defender. But, you know, I don't know if he should be starting at this day and age. But, yeah, I don't know. So, not bad. I actually really like that a lot. If I move Ben Simmons to the 3, does he go up to small... Or he's best... Okay, what if I move Durant to small forward? Durant is 95. So, we're going to move Durant to small forward. So, we'll do that. So, Simmons will play the 3. So, now we'll have a very interesting rotation of Durant, Grayson Allen, David Roddy. Yeah, this is interesting. We're starting Ben Simmons in the year of 2025. Not really sure how good that's going to be for you, but we needed to do something, and Simmons was the best option you could possibly get. So we got Jarrett Allen and Ben Simmons in the same offseason. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Hopefully to save this big 3. Will it work out? I guess it remains to be seen, but we've done all that we can with how limited we are. So I love that. If this season doesn't work out, then you really got to start looking yourselves in the mirror and saying, okay, it's time to blow it up. And again, we just dug ourselves a deeper hole. We hired Will Hardy. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. So here's rotation. It's Booker, Beal, Durant, Ben Simmons, Jarrett Allen, Grayson Allen, Nick Richards, David Roddy, and Monty Morris. DJ Widener's not getting minutes at the moment, which sucks because I really want him to. But I guess that gives us the ability to send him to the G League again. So maybe he's our starting point guard next year with how bad this team is. So if we're bad this year, that is. So let's go sign a minimum contract guy. Sign Keita, and then we'll go ahead and send both those guys to the G again. So, Wagner, thank you, and we'll also send Iguodala to the G as well. All right, let's summate the season. Let's hope for the best results possible. Let's hope we're just a straight-up playoff team this year. So, at the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP, Hugo Gonzalez Rookie of the Year, Jarris Walker Six-Man, Chalmers Defensive Player, Jarris Walker Most Improved, Jokic Clutch Player, Harsh Coach of the Year, and John Murphy is your Executive of the Year as well. Here's your NBA first team. We do get Devin Booker making it, which is great. Do we get Durant here again? No Durant, it looks like this time around. All offensive first team and all offensive second team, all rookie first team and all rookie second team. So we ended up as the second seed in the West. This year went a lot better. We ended up winning 56 games, which is really, really nice to end off this season. Take a look at the player stats. Yeah, 32 from Booker. 24 from Durant, 18 from Bradley Beal, 12 and 13, or 12 and 11 from Jarrett Allen, 11 from Grayson Allen, 7 from David Roddy, 6 from Ben Simmons with 8 and 6 as well, 6 and 7 from Richards. We did extend Richards at the contract extension deadline. And by the way, Durant is going to retire this offseason. It says he's going to retire. Of course, we could override that, but honestly, I would not be surprised if I've done everything I can do with all my... yeah, so as you can see, I've done everything I can do with my time in the league. It's time to call it a career. So he is going to retire this offseason, and I honestly think that could make some sense. So hopefully we could get a championship out of it or a deep playoff run, but we'll see how it goes. We get the Jazz in round 1, who have a pretty talented roster. Obviously, we're hoping for the best here. Do we shrink this down to an 8-man rotation? I'll go 9 for now, but let's still make her around against the Jazz. We're in an even series with them, so we got a huge game 5 ahead of us. We got to win this one. Again, I don't want to get bounced around one here, so hopefully we can beat the Jazz in this pivotal game 5, as we have very close game here. But we are going to ultimately come out on top. So 34-11 from Booker. So let's see if we can win this game 6 in Utah to close them out and get to the second round. Because again, we weren't in the play-in last year. This team got eliminated in the first round the year before that, you know, by the Timberwolves in real life. So let's go ahead. We do get out of the first round. So that's great. So we are going to go at least in the second round at the very least. We get the 6-seeded Sacramento Kings, which is nice. Again, I'm looking for a deep playoff run if possible. They still have 74 Harrison Barnes starting. They got Hartenstein now, Davion Mitchell, Aaron Wiggins, and Kevin Huerter. So very good Kings team, but I still think we were better, and we are up 3-1. And we are going to hopefully beat them in 6. Yeah, so we're in the conference finals, which is great. So we either get the Lakers. I was going to say, if the Lakers have, LeBron still, it would have been so, set him up. But I know LeBron retired a Piston. But yeah, imagine Durant, LeBron James one last time in a series. That'd be awesome. But, of course, you guys know who we're getting. It's going to be the Thunder. And we're going to get eliminated here. So the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea, Giddey, Lou Dort, J-Dub, Chad, they got OG as well, Casey Wallace, Quentin Grimes. I mean, more than likely we are screwed, but, you know, we'll give it our best try. So, AM rotation. Let's just pull out all the stops here. Game 1. I actually won game 1. We actually blew them out. 46-8-10 from Booker. I mean, can we keep this up is the question. They evened it up. They beat us by 11. Game 3 goes to them, so we might have gotten our only game here, but you never know. Let's see if we can win game 4. This is in Phoenix. It would be great to even this series up. If we go down 3-1 and go to Oklahoma City, we are screwed, and it's looking like that is the case. So, not surprised by any means. It is the Thunder. The Hornets are awaiting us if we, somehow come back from 3-1, but probably not going to happen. But hey, we'll give it our best shot. Let's see what happens, and it's looking pretty bleak here. And it looks like we are going to get eliminated here unless we come back at the very end, which is possible. Yeah, not happening. So, wait. Oh, no. No, we're done. Okay, so we do get eliminated in the conference finals. So at least, if nothing else, we made a conference finals run. I guess I could be somewhat happy about that with how limited we were. But yeah, this offseason becomes interesting because with Durant retiring, which I think I'm going to let him retire, to be honest with you. I'm going to let him retire. I could try to do one last thing this offseason, but it's not going to be easy. So, yeah. I mean, the odds of us winning a championship today, I kind of knew coming in it was going to be very, very hard. But that is definitely apparent now as well. So, coach staff is completely... Oh, I guess we need an assistant really quickly. Jacob Underwood, you want to be my assistant? Probably going to decline that. So, yo, Doc Rivers, trying to be an assistant head coach now. Underwood might sign. He does. We get a Jacob Underwood. Nice. All right. All right, let's head to draft night, and let's see what our options are. So, of course, we could just blow this thing to smithereens and just trade everybody, maybe trade Booker, which is probably, this would probably be the time to maybe do so. It would make sense to maybe consider all that. Let's see, we move Booker to shooting guard. He goes up. Let's say we traded him or tried to. For some reason, I just can't trade him, I guess. All right, let's go to player options. We have Bradley Beal accepting, no surprise there. DJ Wagner accepting. Wagner, you're going to have to be like a huge piece of the puzzle here. And Iguodala and David Roddy are both free agents. Going to resign both of them. But yeah, we're going to resign Jarrett Allen and David Roddy. So let's resign Jarrett Allen and let's resign David Roddy. So let's do that. Let's get that out of the gate. Get that out of the way. So we get those guys back, which is nice. Jarrett Allen signed to a massive contract. We have the ability to sign Monte Morris back. We have Kevon Looney. So there's different, there's some players we could sign out here. But absolutely... I'm going to trade Bradley Beal. Obviously I know he has no trade clause at this point. I guess we're going to move our Key Wagner at the 2 and Booker at the point guard, I guess. All right. Let's move Beal. Last year of his deal, I think he'd be a little bit easier to move. Again, still has like the no trade clause, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and move him here. Just kidding. We're not moving him yet because the only offer we're getting is Jalil Bethea and a first round pick from the Spurs, which is possible that might be the only offer you do get. But I can't settle on that, obviously. So I'm going to have to sign a power forward. It would be great to get Ben Simmons back again, but probably not going to be able to happen. So I'm going to resign Monty. Well, how old is he? 31. Derek Jones Jr. Caleb Martin might be huge to get at this point. So I'm going to sign Caleb Martin to a deal. And if I could get Ben Simmons back as well, that'd be beautiful as well. I don't know if it's going to let me or if he wants to sign here. So let's see. I think we're going to have to go to day 12 again. Unless I could get Monte Morris back, which I will. We'll sign him back. And then Ben Simmons. I would love to have your services back because, we're down horrendous. So having you would be great. Iguodala should come back as qualifying offer. But let's see. So day 12 here once again. Let's scroll the timeline again. Well, I guess Ben Simmons is now up in overall, so he's probably going to want more, which I might have passed him already. Or maybe he signed somewhere else by now. I don't know. Is he out here? Let's see. Player finder, Ben Simmons. He might have signed somewhere else, so maybe we lost him. Yeah, this season could be, our last season could be like a non-playoff season. Yeah, he did sign with the Lakers, so we're not going to be able to get him back. All right, so looking in other directions now. Let's see what else we got. So I think last year was our best chance, and even then we knew it wasn't a great chance. Zach Collins would be kind of nice to get. I don't know if he would sign it. Yeah, he says no. Conley, Markelle Fultz. We can get Fultz maybe again. Nope. Bogdan at his age would be not great. THT. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to... What? Torian Prince. With that down... Jabari Walker. Do you want to sign a minimum contract? No. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Sam Merrill. Terrence Mann might be an interesting option, which he declines that. Looney. I've used all my offers, of course. Of course, used all my offers, even though none of them mattered. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get, like, anybody, which is not great. All right, so Caleb Martin was our best signing here. I definitely think Beal is where it's going to... Iguodala is back, which is great. Okay. The Beal is probably going to be the best way we're going to get depth here. So, let's try trading Beal again. Hopefully, more offers pop up. We got one offer, and that is Zach LaVine. All right, I'll have to build my own trade here because we have no offers on the table right now. My best option here is to try to send Bradley Beal back to DC, bro. I don't think we're getting rid of him. His contract is so massive that I really can't even make a trade here, to be honest. So, yeah, the best thing I could have done was get Zach LaVine. I could offer first. I'm stuck with him. So this year is probably going to be a very bad year. Let's be honest with ourselves. But yeah, Durant retires. Maybe I should have just override his retirement one time. It doesn't matter. We weren't winning a championship today at the end of the day. Like, the Thunder have OG and they're only getting better. So we weren't winning a championship today anyway. So it really doesn't matter what happened. Honestly, probably should have even ran another season. This team is probably not making the playoffs. We are going to be bad. Yeah, I probably should have ran another. I shouldn't have ran another season. I should have just ended it on that note. But whatever. This was going to be a tough rebuild, as we know. I did my best. I think I did the best I could with what we had. Not expecting this to be a playoff season by any means, but hey, we'll give it a shot. All right, so we have started the trade deadline as this was our last attempt to trade Bradley Beal. And you know what? I'm getting offered Damian Lillard. Sure, why not? Let's do this trade. Bradley Beal is going to Milwaukee. At this point, this video is done for anyway. So Damian Lillard is now in the Phoenix Suns. He's our brand new point guard. So we'll see how it goes. Surprisingly, we're actually in the play-in right now, 25 and 26 in the season. I'm assuming Booker's absolutely carrying. He is. So hopefully Damian Lillard can take some slack off of him. And then we got Bojan in that trade as well. I know if I move him to 3, he'll go up in overall. I don't know if that means he's in the rotation or not. But, yeah, he did not make the rotation still. But you know what? We'll keep going. 25 and 26 on the season right now. And we've just won, you know, we go over 500 here this stretch. And we are right around there. So hopefully we finish up as a play-in. Honestly, finishing up as a play-in team is better than I would even expected in this last season. So I guess I'll take that. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to get straight into things. We know we're not winning a championship this year. Again, probably should have just ended it on last season's note on a conference finals run. But let's say we beat the Portland Trailblazers and make it into the playoffs. That'd be awesome. You know, we get to play Damian Lillard's former squad here and see if we can beat them. They're way younger than us, so I would imagine we get bounced here, but you never know. It's got a close game, you know, so far. And we are going to win the first leg. So we do get into the second chance of the play-in. This one's going to get, you know, up against the Utah Jazz. And we have a lead right now. You know what? The fact that we made it into the playoffs is a miracle in itself. I will take that. 143 to 116. We get to play the Thunder. Obviously, we know we're not beating the Thunder. Let's just go ahead and somebody come around and, you know, live with getting swept here. No way we beat them. I was about to say, there's absolutely no way we beat the Thunder. But we did get 2 on them. All right, so let's go see who wins the championship. And we can go from there. Obviously, oh, the Mavericks went on to win it all. And the Mavericks go on to win the championship. By the way, Dallas, bro, please win the series. I really want to see Mavericks versus Thunder in round 2. Please beat the Clippers, man. Please beat them. Man, Paul George was unconscious yesterday. But I'm going to end it on that note. Yeah, the Suns, you're screwed. Thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables, which, by the way, I think for a future video, we got to do a video where we trade Booker. I think we got to do that because... yeah, this team is screwed, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm excited to see what they do, but they're in a rough spot. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.